Squamish. Who would have thought an Irish guy like me would find himself in such an epic spot? 1,000 feet above the ground, nature's skyscraper. It's actually bigger than my Vancouver apartment. Squamish really does have it all. Everything from sea to sky. But what if the adventure lifestyle isn't for you? Is Squamish all portaledges and outhouses? What can it give people who prefer to stare at the granite slabs from afar as opposed to hanging off them?
Did anyone order a coffee?
Oh, yeah, over here, please. Reset. Oh, sorry. Squamish, eh? Can I get help down, though? Squamish, a nation, a language, and one of the fastest growing communities in North America. Maybe it's the soaring granite slabs that tower over downtown, but there's something about Squamish that seems to command your respect. Which is why today, we've teamed up with the amazing Angie Vazquez, who has over 10 years of experience selling on BC's Sea to Sky corridor. She promises to show us Squamish past, present, and future, with a little special surprise on top of the Sea to Sky gondola thrown in for good measure. You definitely don't want to miss this one. Angie, thank you so much for giving us your time today. I am so excited to learn so much more about Squamish because it is usually just a town that I kind of just drive through on the way to Whistler.
Welcome to Squamish, everyone. I love my little town.
Talk to me a little bit about Squamish. Like, who are the kind of people that are coming here?
So the average age is only 37 years old, and it's entrepreneurs, people that usually they work from home and that they commute maybe 1 or 2 days to Vancouver.
Okay, so that because you're so close, you still have that kind of corridor straight
It's 45 minutes to Vancouver and like 35, depending how fast you drive.
I was about to say,
exactly.
45 minutes, not for me. I drive like a granny. Angie, talk to me a little bit about your journey from Mexico to Squamish. How did that happen?
I know, I asked myself that question.
You wake up in the middle of the night.
Exactly. No, I moved here for love with a family project, and I stay here for love as well, 13 years ago.
13 years of love?
Yes.
Nice. That's always nice to hear. Because you were Mexico City, if I'm correct.
I used to live in Mexico City originally. I'm from Baja, but I used to live in Mexico City. I'm a computer engineer, so I was working as a computer engineer there, and then I switched careers when I moved here because I wanted to spend more time with my kids.
That's so cool. This is downtown. Angie, this place is gorgeous.
It is beautiful. Billy's Flower, Sunflower Bakery, Zephyr Cafe. This is downtown.
I see what you mean about community. Like, this place is thriving.
It is so busy today, and I love it, and so colorful. People are happy, like walking.
How has downtown changed since you landed here first to what it is now?
Well, from 13 years ago to now, a lot of buildings, a lot of more condos. We have the farmers market, and of course, it's very nice to be downtown because you can walk everywhere.
I mean, it's so accessible, and people are really making the most of it today. It's gorgeous out. What about these properties here? What's going on?
So we have the main building, 110 units at the end of the road, and then we have 2 new buildings coming, Milagro and the Aegean, around 65 units each building. We have Vantage, another building coming here, and it's like around 4 to 6 stories.
So the future of downtown is looking pretty bright right about now.
You know what we're missing? Mexican food.
Well, I think you may be able to bring that one on board.
A little bit biased, but yes.
Hypothetically, Angie.
Yes.
You're not a mad adventure seeker. What can Squamish offer someone like that?
We find a lot of people that they're going for walks or restaurants or just going around downtown. And of course, location is prime because you're very close to the airport, to the Vancouver airport, like an hour and 15 minutes, and to Whistler as well.
Lots of stuff happening here at the moment.
Yes,
it seems
super
like
busy.
Super busy. It seems like it is the place to be.
100%.
Downtown is just full of life. It's full of vibrancy. I can completely see why someone would choose to live here. Especially when they're greeted by Angie at the entrance to downtown.
That's my welcome sign to welcome everyone and also to provide shelter. two people waiting for the buses. Yes?
love that. Angie, I have loved my time in downtown, but I would love to see some more about these other communities that are just kind of on the outskirts and see what they have to offer.
Absolutely, let's go.
Check it out. Downtown of anywhere can be a risky place to start a tour, but Squamish did not disappoint. Colourful, energetic and full of life. Squamish's downtown is making a statement, so you better listen up. Between the many bakeries, coffee shops and restaurants dotted around the town, you really get the sense that you're somewhere special. Not to mention the epic murals that can be seen all over the community. And unlike other downtown cores, Squamish is still growing. With such an influx of people looking to live in Squamish, I want to know what is next for our fledgling neighbourhood. Talk to me a little bit about the different kinds of neighbourhoods in the area. Does each of them have a distinct personality, or are we seeing a lot of similar type of properties pop up?
Squamish is spread out. When you come in, you have Valley Cliff and Crumpet Woods, and then downtown. And the heart of Squamish is actually the industrial park. So in the center of Squamish, we have the industrial park, and then we have North Yard, Brackendale, and in the hill, Garibaldi Highlands. There's one community with a great view.
So you're seeing a very unique type of property in each of these neighbourhoods that kind of showcases what the neighbourhood has to offer.
Exactly.
Okay.
So welcome to Sienna Sky. This is the community, 53 acres, and they're building over 1,200 homes are going to be located in this location.
And this is just where we're right here.
In downtown.
And so close. And types of property, what are we talking about within this space?
Townhomes is mixed use, the 53 acres townhomes, and condos. And some of these units, they even have an income suite or a nanny suite or an in-law suite. So it's a need in Squamish to have accommodation for guests, for in-laws, and for nannies, etc.
Or potentially that mortgage helper that we spoke about before.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that opportunity exists within this community.
Yes.
Who has bought these places so far?
Families with kids, or that they want to settle in Squamish. They have the garage so they can store all their toys, that it's a must in Squamish.
Talk to me about this bridge over here.
We're looking forward for that pedestrian bridge because it's going to connect the community to downtown Squamish. And also the proposed marina is going to be by the pedestrian bridge.
Downtown is literally at your doorstep on one side.
It's going to be like 2-minute walk once the pedestrian bridge is there.
But on the other side, then you have nature, the chief. So you are literally in the prime location here.
You have everything here because there's going to be commercial as well. And there's a future vehicle overpass as well. So you don't have to go to the highway. So that is amazing. You can bike to downtown and come back. How cool is that? This community is planned by Bosa Properties, and they were very conscious about what the community needs.
What we're seeing here is not the end, it is just the beginning.
Absolutely.
The fact that this is so well thought out and so much consideration gone into how this is all planned, it's so unique to everything else I'm seeing in BC. Now, before we go out, I really want to go and see that view.
We need to. Follow me.
The intentionality behind the Sea and Sky development was so fascinating to see laid out on a table. And while looking at models and tiny miniatures is all well and good, this is meant to be a visual medium. So let's kick this show into gear. What does Squamish have to offer all these people who are moving here?
Well, it's the outdoor capital of BC. If you want to hike, bike, ski, kiteboarding, we have it all.
Squamish is something for everyone?
Something for everyone. It's a nice community. That's why we moved here.
Did you find yourself adapting to the Squamish lifestyle?
100%. It was like for the first time in my life when I moved to Squamish, I heard the sound of silence. I felt that I had like headphones. Somebody, like it was so silent that I was attentive, like what is that? So that's silence.
That is crazy. I want to know what you can get in Squamish right now instead of waiting for buildings to finish being built. And Angie just so happened to have a very special neighbourhood in mind to show me just that.
Stephen, welcome to my neighborhood.
This place is phenomenal.
I love it. It's my favorite neighborhood in town, I have to admit. A little bit biased, but yes.
University Heights?
University Heights. So it started maybe 15 years ago. That day was a developer, and then Holborn is phase 2 developer. And they have 51 houses in phase 2.
And these houses here, what kind of square footage are we talking?
2250 square feet, 2-story houses, and then we have the Watson that is 3 stories. It has an unfinished suite, so it's 3,000 square feet.
You said that this is your neighborhood.
Yes, I moved here 13 years ago to the corner, to the show home. And the corner, the Crescent on Strongway, and I was the third person who moved to the neighborhood 13 years ago.
None of this existed
Nothing.
when you were here.
This was forest. It was forest, so I used to walk here.
How does it feel looking at all that's been built
my God.
since?
You know what? Like, I'm in pro of development, and it's nice to have the families. There's a bike trail over there. We're surrounded by nature. There's the river, and it's like one of the best neighborhoods. And of course, we have the view to Alpha and Omega, Scott Pilot, the Chief.
Who is the developer of this phase 2?
It's Holborn. It's Yukin Tia. They have developments in the city as well. And the deal is that every house needs to have geothermal station. So it's environmental. It's savings in your basic hydro bills, and it's also good for the environment.
The best thing about this whole thing is that if you buy,
exactly,
you're the neighbor.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
That's a bonus.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take that. And why is it called University Heights? I'm not seeing university around here.
You can see behind the trees, there's dorms and university.
So you can get yourself a university and a place to live if you really want to.
Exactly, yes.
Speaking of places to live, I would love to see if we could check out one of these houses on the inside.
This is your lucky day. I have almost all the garage codes of these houses. Follow me.
Pick a good one. Let's go.
Bienvenido.
Oh, okay. I get it. I like it. It's just simple.
Less is more.
Yeah.
This is a Scandinavian black and white, the design, no trims, no popcorn ceiling. That's the concept.
It kind of just makes sense though, doesn't it?
Living simple. Then you have the garage full of toys, but the house is like this.
A little bit of a contrast that like you used to have everything in the house and nothing in the garage. You flip it when you move to Squamish.
Yes.
Is this a typical kind of property in this phase 2?
There are 51 houses, black and white, that alternate black and white. This has my favorite kitchen that is black matte. Fisher and Paykel appliances. They have the big load for dishwasher and the small load, so it's very practical if you're by yourself or if you don't have any kids or, you know, like if you have guests, so they have this flexibility. Also, the light fixtures. This house is V-Square design, so they hire a designer to put everything together.
Who is buying these kind of properties right now?
So Vancouverites, people that are mostly young families, couples with young kids or families that are starting to have kids and that they have the in-laws living with them or that they have a nanny. We have an office downstairs. So you have your 3 bedrooms upstairs plus an office with a full washroom. So it can be like a guest room.
Is there much investment potential in this kind of neighborhood?
Mostly investors go to downtown. It's very trendy because it's a smaller unit, very easy to rent. And this house, detached single family, is more Vancouverites. I will say instead of living in North Vancouver or Cold Harbor in a condo, they can afford to buy for the same amount of money a detached single family here.
Kind of upsizing a little bit.
Yes.
Increasing their quality of life a little bit.
Yeah.
Angie, thank you so much for having us today. I have learned so much from understanding the community and the hustle and bustle of downtown to the intentional properties that are being developed in Sea and Sky. And I mean, University Heights is phenomenal. This is my kind of place that I want to live in.
I agree with you. Thank you for coming. It has been a pleasure to have you.
And I hear there's one last thing that we are seeing today.
The best for last, my favorite viewpoint in Squamish.
Let's be real. Squamish was never going to be a tough sell for me, folks. The giant granite slab overlooking the town is so freaking cool, that I was looking up mortgage calculators before filming even ended. What I wasn't expecting though was Angie, a passionate and determined woman who injects enthusiasm and optimism into the community. Someone who puts their money where their mouth is and actually gives back to the town. While the trees and tranquility did some of the heavy lifting today, it was really Angie who sealed the deal for me. And out of all the communities we visit during this series, I feel Squamish is top of my list for places I could see myself moving to in the coming years. If not only to have the wonderful Angie Vazquez as my neighbour, and who knows, maybe I'll get another free salsa lesson or two.